Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Okay, so by now we understood that how thoughts control our emotions and how can we change our thoughts to get rid of those things like fear and anxiety which are trying to control us. I'm discussing a very important activity and I would like all of you to do this along with me or just take a note of it and try doing it during the day. Just think about something that triggers your fear or anxiety. Recall a time when you have faced this object of your fear. Any time that you can recall of when exactly you face the situation of fear or anxiety. Just recall that situation or time. When does it get triggered? What are you doing there? Where are you? What's the location? What do you see? Just try to recall the mental picture that you see in your mind's eye. Try recalling that picture once you have seen the trigger, which is the object of your fear. Are you able to recall it? What does the image look like? What is there in the picture? What is happening right now? Is it any still moment or something moving? Can you see that picture? Is it black and white? Is it large, small? Where do you see it? Does it fill your entire body or is it just compromising or just in some part of your body? Are you able to see it with your own eyes? Can you see yourself in it? Are there any sounds? Okay, so now since you have identified the trigger that triggers your emotional state, you can replace it with the one that does not. Next, you will make several changes to this particular moment or incident which you just recalled and run it through your mind again. So, starting from before the fear is triggered, through the triggering object, just recall of the triggering object before the fear actually triggered, and then run the entire episode once again. First, make the image inside of a border. Think like it's a TV or something, and the image is inside a particular border. Just make sure that you can see yourself like any character in the movie. Now make the image small and also turn it into black and white. So what you did, you saw the triggering object as a kind of a image inside the border. Also, you saw yourself along with that object and you are trying to make that particular object smaller and smaller and trying to convert it into black and white. Now rerun the entire movie with these changes and see how different you feel. Now make the image as a still frame, as if it's not already. And this time, add any song to it, any song which soothes you, or maybe some song which makes you feel good about it. Now, again, rerun the movie with that sound in the background, the sound of the song that you choose. See how are you feeling now? Are you feeling any different? Okay, now try to do these modifications. Replace every character in the movie which you solve. If there are people or somebody in that situation, replace them with some cartoon characters or some movie characters. Replace each characters with athletes playing a sport, or imagine you are giving a play by play. You are giving them role by role, one after another. Now make the object of your fear, which is your trigger point, funny colors or some deformed looks. Now it's the time to rerun that movie with that deformed look of the object, with that song playing in the background, with that movie characters to those characters. Run through it a final time to test it using all these changes. Imagine that this happens some time in the future when you are faced with this object again. Whenever you face that triggering object again in your future, just recall facing it with this new image, with that deformed object, with that funny cartoon characters around, with that song in the background, and think of this picture or this movie coming to the mind instead of the old one. Do you still fear anymore? Do you think that you will fear again? Believe me, in most of the cases, this process, once you do it several times over a few weeks, it will help you a lot to overcome that fear. You will be able to replace the old image permanently with the new one. It's very simple because the source of your fear, which is that triggering object, is the mental image which you have made, not the actual object. And once you are able to make those changes to that object by using your imagination in your subconscious mind, so it will surely have a great impact.